Alright, how's it going, guys? So we're going to take a look at something today. Apparently we have bucket wheels. I have no idea why we have bucket wheels, but we're going to try them and see exactly how this bucket wheel excavator works. At least it has, a decent recipe in here. So let's give this a shot. And then we're going to try out we're going to set up titanium. So this thing can do pretty big area apparently. Transport belt is in the way. Oh, so it has to have all that area to work. Alright, so I can put it there. This thing is just huge apparently. If I put that there, it should be working. Which it is, and holy crap, does it put out a lot. This thing better take a lot of power. Let's go ahead and make a second one here. I'll throw it right here next to it. Then when they get done, we can move them down here. I'm going to have to move this belt line, even with regular miners, which, by the way, I found that Givotite right here. Got it all set up, so we've got more Givotite coming in. Now I'm just trying to get a little Rubitite here. We can always use more of that. It's really weird that it has that big of a hitbox, though. Might as well just do this. And that'll give me 2 lines of it coming out there. Alright, so I'm gonna run that up so we can get that running, because right now we have very, very little coming through here, because we only have those 8 left. They're not putting out that much. And I also ran the line for, I finished up what we were doing over here. So all 8 of those are there, and I've got it ran all the way over. This is the old one here I got to get rid of now. So even with all 8 of these running and being tier 2, that's all we get out of it. Very, very little. If we want to really get anything out of this, we really got to maximize the amount of these, and to be honest, I really don't care. I still have to run that, but I think we're going to use that for something different. But I was looking at the map here, and this is where we have all of our ore now. So I think we're going to start setting up down here for all of our smelting. So we're going to move all of these and all of these down into this area here, which means I've done a little bit of killing down here. I've had to do a bit over here because these kept trying to get into this area. Apparently, these biters decide that when they're here, they want to move here, and if they can't get there because of the water, they go all the way around and were knocking down this wall to get there, which was pissing me off. So I went through and knocked them all out of there. I definitely need to do some setting up of defenses around the walls, because this is getting ridiculous. I have no idea what this does. I'm guessing it's a better lab. Oh, lab 2. Yeah, it's a better lab. But we need blue shit for that. I'm just kind of going through and doing stuff at the moment, not really caring about what any of it is. If it's research, I'm doing it, and I'll get to it at some point. I did go through, as you can see, and took out most of that water that was up in this area, and I did some more work on the water over here. Still got to get that one done, so, you know, lots of watery things. But I don't think there's anything we're going to need titanium for other than titanium. So I don't think there's going to be any alloys that we need with it. So I think we're just going to set titanium up kind of right here. We need to get, this is, you know, kind of in the way, but if I understand it, this is never going to go away. So we're just going to have to work around that. That thing's fighting again. But yeah. So we're going to start with 4 chemical furnaces. We're going to go ahead and come down to here. So what we're looking at here is this recipe right here. So we're going to be putting titanium ore, carbon, and chlorine gas to make titanium tetrachloride, which takes 8 or 5.33 because we're using chemical 2. And then that needs to be put into another chemical furnace to make sponge. So we're going to be doing this to make sure we have enough. So this one is going to be making the titanium tetrafluoride. Wait a minute, did that say tetrafluoride? I was going to say, I better say tetrachloride. And then this one for the sponge. So we're going to need that to go like that. That to go like that. And I don't think there's a reason to do anything other than that. Let them share across. And we're going to do input there. And I'll have to run this over, get the chlorine. Now we need to run our titanium ore down here. And we're going to need to mix that with carbon. Well, not really. Our closest carbon, because that's coal. Closest carbon is going to be like here. So I'll probably bring it down around this way under the solar panels. So yeah, let's bring this down, have it split off there. And then we can go in like that, which I should be using the red ones. We might actually have to do 2 just to make sure there's enough. Alright, so we'll have carbon come in from that side, the titanium in from this side. Alright, so that is the start of this. Let me run the chlorine over here and the carbon over here, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys this real quick. We have this tank up here from the last time that we did the white crap I can never remember the name of. Alluvium. So we still have this tank. That's what I'm going to be running this off of for right now. We're not running the new alluvium because we have too much chlorine. But I want to get rid of this chlorine before I go making another tank of it. So we're going to run off of this tank first, and then I will set up to come off of over here where we're making it now, which is, you know, other than the fact that we need titanium, that's kind of the purpose of this, is just to get rid of the excess chlorine that we have. We do need titanium as well, but I really just want to get the chlorine without having to waste it into the atmosphere, because honestly, if you get rid of chlorine, it should be bad. It should be seriously bad on the environment to just release chlorine gas into the environment. Don't know that it is, but it most definitely should be. So I'm going to finish running this pipe, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I thought about it, and we have all of this green algae that is just sitting here doing nothing. So rather than bringing carbon all the way over here from the other side of the map, we're just going to get rid of some of these trees, and we're going to set up to make carbon here. Because I don't want to transport this algae all the way to the other side of the map. So to get carbon, I need wood pellets into charcoal in steel furnaces or electric furnaces, and then liquefiers with oxygen. So we need the green algae into fiber, into pellets. Alright, so I'm going to work on that. Be right back. Alright, so I got the carbon done. Basically, I just copied over some of the other carbon things that we got on the other side, which for some reason I can't find but this one right now. But I just copied that one out of the other one, that one out of the old one, and then just built these myself, and we now have carbon. Well, I'm going to run that down here below the givotite. Even though we kind of need it up here, I want to get it, well, maybe not. I was thinking that way it would be out of the way of other things that we need to put in here, but I need to get this givotite out of here. I'm actually thinking about putting in warehouse just to sit there and kind of pack it all into. Because then I can put the warehouse up above and use it as a buffer. And then the miners can just go to town. Alright, so see, that's going to be right in the way if I try to do anything else into it. So I guess I need to move it up here so it's out of the way. I already have the chlorine ran. I need to go pick up more belt under things. You know, those things. Underground belts. That's what I'm talking about. I need to go grab more of them. I need to go stock up on a lot of things, actually. And for research, I've just been working on getting boiler 4 and steam engine 4 now. Just kind of working through some of this stuff. This is resin 2, which is melamine and formaldehyde. We'll go ahead and start that, and maybe we'll look at it at some point. But now we should be getting carbon in here to run these. Let's go ahead and get the electric pole up here. We'll just run that up there like that. Then that over there. We'll sneak these into there. That should run everything. We should now have our titanium. We do not have chlorine. I must have missed a thing here. It's what I like about this pipe thing is it shows it's red. So I don't really have to hold over top of it the whole way to figure out where it's at. It'll kind of show me the path. And it makes it easier to figure out where I missed the pipe at. Not something you really need in vanilla so much, but when you get into modded with all these different fluids, it is definitely helpful. Ah, right there it is. There we go. We now have chlorine coming in. By the time we get back over there, the carbon will be in there. So we'll be making our titanium sponge. Then we just need to throw that in a blast furnace and cook it up. That resin got done quick. We can do bucket wheel Mark II. Go ahead and do it. Alright, so there's our carbon. So we should have sponge, which we do. So now we need a blast furnace, which I'm guessing we can do one blast furnace. I'm not positive, but I'm thinking from the speed of this thing, we might be able to get away with just doing this. Oh crap, the blast furnace is lost in my inventory now. There it is. Alright, so titanium, and we'll sneak 2 of these down there, and that should feed pretty quickly, and it doesn't need anything but fuel. So we can do this. And we can just use one of those because it isn't going to need much. We'll have to keep an eye and see if this actually goes down or not. We can always add another blast furnace if we need to. Let's grab 2 of those, should be fine. Stick that in. That now needs to be molten titanium. And we have 3 casters, as always. There we go. And that needs to be for titanium plate. And then we can run this down, which we actually need on this side. Then we're going to do that, that, and that. And there we go. We now have titanium plate. It's going to take a little bit to get this ran through, but we've got 60 there. We're low on power. I got to deal with power again. We have used up all of the excess. Where is it? Here it is. So we used up all the excess ethanol. We've got this set for 300, so it keeps at least 300 in the tank, which is working great. Butane is still being used up almost as quick as it comes in. We're going to have to do something about the acid gas issue, and we're actually going down on gas concentrates because I have, get back over here, I have upgraded these to oil refinery 2s, so they're running pretty much as fast as they can. This one doesn't have enough residual because we're breaking that crap down as quick as possible. I did put in 2 more of these to keep up with what we were doing. I'm going to take this residual sand, dust, whatever it is, and start turning it into residual gas, which will pump directly into these. That way we don't have this problem where we don't have enough of it, but we're actually running down on base mineral. Still don't have much fuel, and we're about half full on naphtha, so we may actually look at what we can do with naphtha as well. But I put this in over here, which we had talked about, which is just cracking the base mineral oil down to residual and synthesis, and the synthesis is going in here and getting dealt with as much as possible. So we're just turning it into power as much as we can. So we're gonna have to look at what else we have for making power, which I will probably just go over and start putting more of those liquefiers in for making methanol, for burning that, and probably more solar panels. But at least now these can actually run again. Not that often, but they can. And I can always put in boilers to burn off carbon again as well if we need to. I just want to kind of get away from solid fuel a bit, maybe we'll put some of these things for making the methanol and burning it over here as well to get rid of some of that. But one of the first things we're doing with our titanium is we can now upgrade these 3 algae farms to algae farm. Oh, nope, we can't do it yet. We need to make those blue circuit boards and reinforced brick. So we're almost there. We've got one step of that done. Alright, so let me throw these back out here so I don't forget where they're supposed to go. And apparently they're trying to get in down here again, so I guess that is my alarm to get the hell out of here and go deal with biters again. So I'm gonna go deal with them. I do this a lot. And next time we will be working on getting the blue circuits up here done. So have a good one, and I'll see you next time.